Hey everyone, this is Jono from Veracity here with another video in this series. This one on creating and storing your first statements with xAPI Lab. We're going to just go right into a demo this time. All right, so I'm in a sample LRS here, one actually created in the last video called Generate Data. This already has some sample data in it. In fact, I have about 2,000 statements in here. Let's take a look. In this case, we've got some data about me. I'll show you how I did that in a second, and then a bunch of sample data that is created by our generator. I'm going to actually leave this open and go under Tools, and you'll see something called xAPI Lab. I'm going to open that up. And the first thing it's going to do is, since we're going to send and even access data, it's going to ask me what access key I want to use. So I'm going to pick one. All right, now that I picked one, I get the tool. By the way, this tool was created by the ADL initiative as an open source project. I'll link to that in the description as well. Okay, so this has a bunch of forms that allows you to do all this stuff that xAPI allows you to do. So you can expand some of these and look what's in there. Let's make our two simple statements we'll do. Let's start by saying john@doe.com as our email, and let's call our user John Doe. And what is John Doe doing? We'll say he is a good student, so he is passing something. So these all populate with the past verb information. And what is the object that he is passing? Well, let's make up an ID. We're just making this up. We'll just call it course 1. And we'll call this course 1 so we know what it is. All right, great. Now, if I scroll to the bottom, you'll see as I'm kind of moving around, it's actually creating the actual xAPI statement. So this is a good way to play around in an editor and really see what the xAPI looks like. You can also, since we're in the context of an LRS, and because I picked an access key, I can click this send statement button. And you'll see over here, I just got an ID back because I just sent that statement. Let's send it again. Let's make a little change. Let's make it Jane Doe this time. And let's send the same thing. Let's make Jane Doe pass it as well. And then actually, let's do one more. Let's say Jane, let's make it completed. And in this case, why don't we add a result? And we'll say that Jane got 0.95, 95% as her score. And again, it's kind of building out what that looks like down here. And we'll go ahead and send the statement. And you can see here that we're getting a result that's the ID of the statement back from the LRS. So what's the big deal? Well, we've just saved those statements. If I were to refresh my statements page here, you'll see we've got the John Doe statements, passed course 1, Jane Doe passed it, and then completed it. And if I were to open this up, it'll look very similar to the statements that I created. Now, not exact, because the LRS does have a responsibility to add some additional data, but in general, this is a great way to get started building some xAPI statements, using a relatively friendly user interface to do it, and then actually taking a look at the results in an LRS. All right, so that's going to be it for our video today. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a good one.